What's up, everybody? Welcome to the first edition of MLW Tonight, the show where we recap all the games. We got MLW analyst Ben Schaefer calling into the show, so stay tuned for that. And we got Tommy's takes later on. Cue the intro.
Let's go!
Alright, welcome to the show. So I'm going to be joined by Tommy Colvin, Midwest Mallard. He won the championship last year. Tommy, what's up?
What's up, Kyle?
So, what are your thoughts on the first couple weeks of the season? It's been going pretty good.
It's been a bit of a roller coaster, but it's going alright so far.
Yeah, so obviously Coastal Cobras have been showing out. They're number one in the power rankings. What have you seen from them?
Yeah, I mean, not surprising at all. They got a lot of talent, a lot of baseball players in that team. I'm not surprised at all to see them coming out with a lot of firepower. They don't have one bad bat in that lineup. Drew's one of the best pitchers in the league by far. He's got some nasty stuff, and he's really showing it these first few series. So I'm not surprised at all to see them with a hot start.
And then on the other end, you got two 0-6 teams, Pacific Predators, Southern Seahawks. What's been the downfall for them? Why are they losing all these games?
I mean, the Preds compete, you know. They're always competitive. The Seahawks, on the other hand, really just aren't even showing up to play. They come out here and they embarrass themselves series after series, and it's really disappointing to see. There's talent there, they just don't utilize it.
Right, and the two teams right in the middle, you got Wildcats and Eagles, two very prominent franchises. What have you seen from them? You know, Wildcats, they've only had one series so far playing the Seahawks. Eagles, they took care of business against the Preds. They actually play each other next week, so what have you seen from those two teams so far?
Yeah, I mean, the Wildcats, it's tough to gauge their talent a little bit right now. They only played the Seahawks, who's not much of a competitor, but they're going to be solid. We know that. Kyle Schultz, obviously a great player. Zach Pirok has a lot of talent too. We're going to see that coming up here. And the Eagles are just solid all around. You know, they have Zach Whalen coming back now with them for the first year. Daniel Schultz has been phenomenal at the plate and on the mound. So there's no doubt in my mind that the Eagles could easily win a championship this year.
Sweet. Alright, so now we're going to be joined by Ben Schaefer, who is an MLW analyst. He's followed the league now for about 3 years. I'll link his channel below. But yeah, let's get to it. Alright, so we're joined right now by Ben Schaefer, MLW analyst. Ben, how are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. How about y'all?
I'm doing very good. So what do you think, what's your initial thoughts on the first couple weeks here in MLW?
Well, a month into the season, the first thing everyone's noticed is, besides the wonderful graphics on the video, we have a beautiful new field to watch the games at in the form of the Meadows. And with this new field has also come an increase in size. Most notably, the pitching rubber has been moved back to now 35.5 feet. And as well as that, the pitchers have also had to adjust to the hitters having skinnier bats. So I think that's interesting. We've seen a lot of pitchers, very solid pitchers from past years. They've been handing out a lot of walks, and surprisingly, hitters, even to skinny bats, have adapted really well, probably because they have a longer reaction time with the new mound distance. So it's been interesting to see how these players adapt. And as the year goes on, I would expect to see, you know, more pitching duels and just, you know, see pitchers get more locked in, and same thing with hitters.
Yeah, definitely. I think the pitching mound is definitely a big change. We've seen guys like Daniel and Drew actually do really well with this new pitching distance. And then you've seen guys like all the guys from the Seahawks and Alec Gorda, I think especially, he's struggled from the 35 feet.
Right.
So it'll be kind of interesting to see how they do in the next series in the second half of the season.
And even with the Wildcats, who've still, you know, only played one series, we saw with with Kyle Schultz, after that first inning of giving up some walks, it took, you know, a couple more innings, and in that second game, you were locked in throwing strikes.
Right, yeah, so we're going to actually get to a Twitter question first. This one's coming from Shane W. on Twitter. He asked, who do you think is the most surprising player of the year so far?
I mean, you want to take this one first? I know who my pick is.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Mitch Marvin. He's led the Cobras. He's batted for .467, 5 home runs, 13 RBIs. You know, he's a baseball player. It's pretty obvious. You can see that, his swing and all that. But
very nice swing.
Yeah, he looks to be a MVP candidate early on, possibly an All-Star as well.
I will say this year, as opposed to last year with Mitch, when he came in, it may be the new mound distance, it may just be more experience or a combination, but he seems to just be seeing the ball a lot better, and his swings look a lot more confident than they did in 2017.
Right, really the whole Cobra squad too, like Zach Hoffman, Andy Durant, all these guys, they're just used to fast pitching from a longer distance, and I think they've translated really well to wiffle ball this year.
Definitely, definitely.
All right, yeah. So who do you have for most surprising player?
Well, I'm also going to go with a candidate for their hitting ability, and that would be Zach Purak. And even though we've seen that he doesn't really have a prowess for pitching, hitting-wise, even though he's only played one series, his hitting performance was very impressive. And right now he has 11 RBIs and is hitting to a .421 average. And personally, I think in wiffle ball and baseball and whatnot, lefties generally have a beautiful swing, and he's no exception. So with that swing, he also seems to be seeing pitches coming really well. So he looks to be having a very dominating year, and I'm really excited to see how he faces up against the other teams coming this season.
Yeah, definitely. He's a kid we're really excited about. Like you said, only the one series, but .421. You can't be mad with that. It'll be interesting to see how he does against the Eagles this week. So that's a good pick for sure.
Right, and that'll be the first time that he's tested really facing an ace pitcher in Daniel Schultz, who really, as Tommy said in that video, is one of the few pitchers that came out this year looking like he was in mid-season form.
Exactly. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how he does against not only Daniel but Ryan Crash too. Just another. A step up from the Seahawks pitching. For sure. All right, so we'll get to the next topic. The Southern Seahawks have added Nick Baker, who is a #1 rated prospect in the AAA League. He's hit for 3 home runs in his debut in the AAA League. Not a lot of you guys know this, but he's an incoming freshman in high school, but don't let that fool you. He can pitch, he can hit. He went 2-0 on the day with his Gators wiffle ball squad. So do you think this could possibly revamp the franchise?
I mean, first of all, congratulations to Nick for being the first AAA player to make it into the actual major MLW league. That's very exciting for him and for all AAA players. And I think with the Seahawks, the thing they need is a pitcher. Even though they're not the best team hitting-wise, Ryan Gable and Alex House have shown that they can string hits together, certainly enough to keep them in games for a certain amount of time. So if they can, if he can bring, anything to their pitching depth, take some more innings, and they may be able to salvage the rest of the season for sure. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, he looks to be out there next series against the Predators. And that actually transitions to my next topic with this Predators team. They went out, they got Trevor Hoffman. That was a good move. He struggled early on, but I think a lot of the guys around the league think he's going to turn it up later on this year, turn it around a little bit. He's also made some good plays in the field. So right, yeah. So the question is, do the Preds have enough to win a World Series with their roster? That's their ultimate goal. Alec Ward has never been to a World Series. That's been the knock on him. So do these 4 guys have what it takes, or do they need to go out and sign even another player from the AAA League, maybe possibly make a trade or do something, or do they have what it takes right now? Well, right now, 2 series in for the Predators and Predators fans, it's probably feeling a little dismal right now. And as a famous baseball manager, Bud Black, once said, no one on your roster is going to be firing on all cylinders at the same time. This is not a realistic expectation. And unfortunately for the Predators, Warda really just hasn't had the chance to get any momentum going on the rubber this year. Maybe he's adjusting to the new distance. Maybe he's just a little rusty coming out the gate. But certainly if he can get some momentum going, that will surely help. I really don't think the problem is with this roster right now. It's just a problem that they're not clicking right now. As a team, they're hitting .209, which is really not up to snuff for the past years with Predators. And then, like I said, Warda is just not his 2017 version out there. Yeah, definitely. I think Warda is honestly having his worst season ever so far, and it's not something we expected. But I think I certainly did not expect it. Yeah, he's a kid. He's never really had a lot of baseball experience. So I think when we were playing on the old field, he got so locked into that pitching mound distance where it's 27 feet, and that's the only thing he ever really knew. And so moving to this mound distance, I think it's just harder for him to adapt, as opposed to all the Cobras and some of the Mallards, some of the Wildcats. But yeah, that's really good insight. But hopefully he turns around. I mean, he has every other season. Right, and if this year does end up being kind of a rebuilding year for the Predators, and they'll have to wait till 2019 to really get adjusted, that kind of that could be it. But also this series with the Seahawks, like we said in the last question, it's a chance for the Predators and the Seahawks on the other hand to really, kind of get back into this 2018 season with a sweep or, at least taking 2 of 3.
All right, awesome. And then now we're going to go to our second Twitter question of the day. Yeah, by the way, fans, we're going to do hashtag AskMLW before every show on our Twitter. So stay tuned for all those
questions.
Yeah, ask questions for sure. So this one comes from Connor Boyle. He said, in a hypothetical MLW draft, who would you take with the #1 overall pick? I'll let you take this one first.
Man, this is hard because I'm thinking about the team that I work with and players that I work with, so who would I add to that? And honestly, I would pick someone who's very versatile, and when that comes to mind, I think of Tommy Coughlin. Right now, he's hitting 300 with 10 RBIs, which is leading the mileage right now. But also on the carpet, even though he's kind of gotten roughed up in his past couple of starts, honestly though, his pitches right now are the nastiest I've ever seen him. There's always going to be fluctuations from year to year, but his stuff right now is as good as it's ever been, and he still seems very locked in at the plate. So for a versatile, very good player to put on your team, I would go with Tommy Coughlin.
Yeah, I like that. And Tommy's definitely got that it factor too. You saw last year coming back from 2-0 in that World Series to win it all.
Definitely a team leader for sure.
Yeah, we've never seen that before. He knows how to rally the troops. Something like in 2012 with that home run to win it all. Like, he's just got that clutch gene. So yeah, that's a good pick. I'm gonna actually go with Daniel Schultz, another guy that can pitch and hit. He's won a World Series. He's got that under his belt. He's got a great supporting cast, so that's always good. But Daniel's a good leader. He's more of a leader he's a leader by example too.
Right, and he's also a workhorse. He's a pitcher that can power through games and really grind out wins, and he's going in years of experience. So.
Yeah, definitely. All right, so thanks, Ben, for joining us. Look to have you on the show in the future, but yeah, thank you.
Yes, my pleasure.
All right, peace out, Ben.
Peace out, y'all. Enjoy the rest of the show.
That was great insight by Ben. What do you think, Tommy?
I think it was really great. It's really cool to hear another person's opinion who's not in the league about what they think of what's going on.
Yeah, definitely. So now we're actually going to get to a really fun segment that we're excited about. Tommy's going to take it away. Tommy, let the fans know what they're about to hear.
All right, what you're about to witness is called Caught Off Guard. We are going to call one person in the league at random, and we are not telling them we are calling them, and we're going to ask a little question and see what they have to say for themselves. Let's try Jack Gagner.
What's up?
Hey, what's up, Jack? How you doing?
Yeah, man. How about you?
Pretty good. Speak up, because you're live on MLW tonight, and we got a question for you.
Oh my God. Here we go.
All right, who is by far, no doubt, the worst player in the league?
The worst player in the league. Probably have to go with Ryan Crash.
Ryan Crash. You know what? I'm going to say that I like that answer. Give us an explanation.
He's terrible. I don't know. Just not athletic. Not a good playmaker. Not a fan.
Hey, you can't argue with that logic.
Yeah.
All right, thanks, Jack.
Yeah, no problem, guys.
I'll see you later.
Bye-bye.
All right, so now we're going to go to our final segment of the show with Tommy Coughlin. We're going to call it Tommy's Takes, the segment where we predict upcoming series scores.
Yeah, so upcoming series, we got Wildcats-Eagles, a classic rivalry, dates back all the way to 2010. Definitely a matchup of two powerhouses. I mean, it really could go either way. I do think the Eagles have a slight edge in this series just because of the experience in that team. Obviously, Kyle Schultz is a veteran on the Wildcats, but Zach Purock and Ryan Kelly, both very new to this league. They only have faced the Seahawks so far, and Ryan Kelly didn't even appear in that series. So this will be the first time they're going up against a real pitcher. Sorry, Seahawks. A real pitcher in Daniel Schultz. We got some pretty nasty stuff, so it could catch Purock and Kelly off guard. All right, so game one, I do think the Eagles are going to take. I'm going to go with a 4-1 score. I think Daniel Schultz is only going to be able to give up one hit. It's going to be a Kyle Schultz homer. I think Purock and Kelly are going to be really off balance in this first game, especially their first series out, first real series out. Game two, I think the Wildcats are going to bounce back. They're going to take it 3-2. They're going to start to get to Daniel Schultz a little bit. The Eagles might have to get into their bullpen. Game three, I'm going to say that the Eagles bounce back. They're going to take it 9-6. Pitching on both sides is going to be pretty tired out. It's going to be a hitter's duel. We're going to see a lot of home runs in that game. Should be exciting and fun to watch. So yeah, Eagles are going to take it. That'll give them the series win, and they're going to be in the driver's seat in their division.
All right, so that's going to do it for episode 1 of MLW Tonight. We're going to be doing one of these every month. If you want to be part of the show and ask us a question, go to Twitter, #AskMLW. I'll try to read all your guys' tweets. Me and Tommy will answer them. We'll get people calling in. Our analyst Ben Schaefer again, he'll be on the show again. Maybe another analyst too, we'll see. But yeah, if you want to join our tournament, sportsforceparksandusky.com. The link will be in the description and win yourself a trophy like this. We're hosting a tournament down there July 28th and 29th. Should be a lot of fun. So yeah, look in the description below. Tommy let them know about Baseball Lifestyle 101.
Yeah, guys, we got merchandise available such as jerseys and hats on baseballlifestyle101.com. All the information you need is there under the collaborations tab.
So yeah, make sure you guys subscribe. We're going to have a lot of videos rolling out soon. All-Star Day is June 30th. We got our All-Star Game, Home Run Derby, a bunch of other All-Star festivities on that day, so stay tuned for that. But for now, peace out.